always from the heart of the city, and now on demand 24/7 on the CHFI website. This is the soundtrack to accompany a name. And I'm Don Jackson, around the world on the internet. Jane Goodsell of Press Associates, in a piece she wrote called Temptations, I Can't Resist, spoke of many temptations, including this one. And I quote, "To look up my last name in the telephone directory when I'm in a strange city." Unquote. For the most part, we become comfortable with the name that was chosen for us. It's part of what makes you unique, and it's all yours. I am nothing special, of this I am sure. I am a common man with common thoughts, and I've led a common life. There are no monuments dedicated to me, and my name will soon be forgotten. But I've loved another with all my heart and soul, and to me, this has always been enough. Unquote. Nicholas Sparks from The Notebook. Insert your name here. With Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. America on a Horse with No Name, and Eleanor Rigby with the Beatles. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Joanne C. Jones in Guideposts wrote, "During my second year of nursing school, our professor gave us a pop quiz. I breezed through the questions until I read the last one. What is the first name of the woman who cleans the school?" Surely this was some kind of joke. I had seen the cleaning woman several times, but how would I know her name? Leaving the last question blank, I handed in my paper. Before the class ended, one student asked if the last question would count towards our grade. "Absolutely," the professor said. "In your careers, you will meet many people. All are significant. They deserve your attention and care, even if all you do is smile and say hello." I've never forgotten that lesson. I also learned her name was Dorothy. Joanne C. Jones in Guideposts. I'm Don Jackson. From iTunes and CHFI.com. Celine Dion, In Some Small Way, and Amy Sky, and I Will Take Care of You. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. So, what do you think of your name? Milan Kundera, from the book Immortality, published by Grove, wrote, and I quote, "We don't know when our name came into being, or how some distant relative acquired it. We don't understand our name at all. We don't know its history, and yet we bear it with exalted fidelity. We merge with it. We like it. We are ridiculously proud of it, as if we had thought it up ourselves in a moment of brilliant inspiration." Milan Kundera from the book Immortality, published by Grove. Is that what you think of your name? And given the opportunity or the chance, would you ever consider changing it? Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Allie Slaight with the story of your life. Jim Croce, I Got a Name, and Jason Mraz, and I'm yours. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. The poet Rumi wrote, "For years, copying other people, I tried to know myself. From within, I couldn't decide what to do. Unable to see, I heard my name being called. Then I walked outside." Edgar Lee Masters, quoted by H.E. Richardson in the biography of an American writer, Jesse Hilton Stewart, published by McGraw-Hill, wrote, and I quote, "Genius is a bend in the creek where bright water has gathered and which mirrors the sky, the trees, and the banks. It just does that because it is there, and the scenery is there. Talent is a fine mirror with a silver frame, with the name of the owner engraved on the back." And another writer said, "If you love someone, put their name in a circle instead of a heart, because hearts can break, but circles go on forever." Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Wave and Don't Say Sarah. Eric Clapton with Layla and Blue Rodeo and 5 Days in May. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. The poet Sarah Teasdale wrote, "My forefathers gave me my spirit's flame, the shape of hands, the beat of heart, the letters of my name. But it was my lovers, and not my sleeping sires, who gave the flame its changeful and iridescent fires. As the driftwood burning learned its jeweled blaze from the sea's blue splendor of colored nights and days." Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Jann Arden with The Sound Of, and Coldplay and Viva, La Vida. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Have you ever posed the question to your parents concerning the origins of your given name? In no other age have we seen such creative names as we have over the past few decades. Back in the 70s, some of the strangest names were given to the children of that generation. Luann Oleus in the Salinas, Californian, wrote, and I quote, When the 1960s ended, San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury district reverted to high rent, and many hippies moved down the coast to Santa Cruz. They had children and got married too, but they didn't name their children Melissa or Brett. People in the mountains around Santa Cruz grew accustomed to their children playing frisbee with little time warp or spring fever, and eventually moonbeam, earth, love, and precious promise all ended up in public school. That's when the kindergarten teachers first met Fruit Stand. Every fall, according to tradition, parents bravely apply name tags to their children, kiss them goodbye, and send them off to school on the bus. So it was for Fruit Stand. The teachers thought the boy's name was odd, but they tried to make the best of it. "Would you like to play with blocks, Fruit Stand?" they offered. And later, "Fruit Stand, how about a snack?" He accepted hesitantly. By the end of the day, his name didn't seem much odder than Heather's or Sunray's. At dismissal time, the teachers led the children out to the buses. "Fruit Stand, do you know which bus is yours?" He didn't answer, and that wasn't strange. He hadn't answered them all day. Lots of children are shy on the first day of school. It didn't matter. The teachers had instructed the parents to write the names of their child's bus stop on the reverse side of the name tag. The teacher simply turned over Fruit Stand's tag. There, neatly printed, was the word Anthony. Luann Oleus in the Salinas, California, Californian. I'm Don Jackson from iTunes and CHFI.com. I hope you will tell all your friends about Lovers and Other Strangers. Good night, sweet dreams. I'm Don Jackson.